All right, so a lot of you guys are going to underperform the market, whether that's buying altcoins that go to zero, whether that's leverage trading and getting liquidated on small moves where you ended up just wishing you held a spot bag instead, or you just gamble it all the way at the casino. Some way or another, most of you will underperform the market. And it's understandable why, because a lot of time we're going to try to chase the short-term move. We're going to try to chase the short-term result over focusing on the more guaranteed longer-term result. And so by going for those short-term results, well, it plays into that whole thing of delayed gratification. If you can wait 3 years, you'll get paid. If you can't wait 3 years, if you have to act emotionally every single day on the tiniest of moves and blow large portions of your capital, because you're trying to make it happen now. Make it happen now. That's why they say good things come to those who wait, right? And I do believe good things come to those who wait. And I do believe that someone who simply just buys PEPE and Bitcoin will outperform 99% of people. Someone who's willing to just, like they have $100,000. They put $70,000 in Bitcoin, $30,000 in a PEPE. I legit think that's going to outperform most people. Why? Let me show you why. So let's say Bitcoin goes up 4x, right? Let's say it goes up 4x. It hits 140,000. Okay. Your 70,000 is going to be what? It's going to be 280,000. And then let's say PEPE goes up 20x. PEPE goes up 20x. I think it can go up a lot more than that. You got 30K into 600K. Okay? Bam, 600K. Okay? Now, that is someone who just simply put 70K in Bitcoin, 30K in PEPE. They're going to have 850K. What is a typical person going to do? They're going to go chase the new coin. Oh, Grok. Oh, whoa. This looks good. What are they going to do? They're going to buy the top. It's going to collapse. Let's say they put $10,000 into that. Oh, that's $3,000. Okay, let's say they heard about this coin, OTC. They're going to go chase this. And, maybe they bought it here. We'll see if this pays off for them, right? They're going to buy Dortcoin. I mean, come on, you think this is going to be around? Probably not. They probably bought the top in this. Probably put 5,000. They're down to 1,000 there. Okay, and once again, here's the thing about trading is 10% of the trades get you 90% of the results, right? It's 10% of your trades that do all the work for you, honestly. It's 10% of the trades that erase all your losses and more. And so there's nothing wrong with, buying the top a few times until you hit it big. But the thing is that it becomes hard to track. You're taking so many trades, you're taking so many things, you're going and being pulled in so many directions. One day you're buying a Dort coin. One day you're buying this coin. One day you're buying that coin. And the other day you're buying the top in that coin. And it becomes very hard to track. It becomes very hard to be in touch and in tune with what you are doing. And it becomes very hard to track and control your progress and your results. You see, whenever you're just simply in PEPE and Bitcoin, okay, you're limiting the amount of variables, you are limiting the amount of things and ways that you can be pulled, and you are just making the process more simple. And I don't think this is a bad process. I don't think this is a bad risk to reward. I don't think this is a bad setup. And so while most people get pushed and pulled and tugged in every direction, they are sometimes risking 5,000, sometimes risking 10,000, sometimes risking 30,000, sometimes risking 50,000, sometimes risking everything they got all on the line, right? Sometimes they're doubling down, tripling down because of a bad last play. Okay, it's going to be hard. A lot of times people are going to lose themselves, and a lot of times people are not going to have any rules in place that are going to keep them protected, a safety net below them. They're not going to have that. And most of the time, that 100K, people are going to blow it. People are going to blow it down to 50K, right? Think about how much money have you had, and how much do you have right now? Did you blow 100K into 10K? Did you blow 100K into 50K, right? And so, whenever you can be pulled in a million directions, your energy and your focus gets diverted, and it just doesn't work a lot of times unless you have good rules, good a good foundation before you start spreading yourself out. Okay, if you don't have a good foundation, you spread yourself out, you have no balance, you have no control, and you will blow your money. And that's why, for example, right, guys, you don't need to take it. My risk management course, right, is all about, one, when you're up, you take that money away, right? When you're up 100K, for example, when you're up 300K, you're taking that 280K and you're trading with 20K, and you're setting that 280K aside, right? Because that's going to give you balance, right? That's going to give you balance. That's going to give you a strong foundation. Is when you're up big, you set the money aside and then you trade below your means. Okay, if you have $500,000, you don't need to be trading with $500,000. If you have $1 million, you don't need to be trading with $1 million. You can trade with $20,000 and you can make a living with $20,000 in your leverage account if you're actually going aggressively with that $20,000. That's only 2% of your net worth. You see, you don't need a lot of money to make a lot of money. Guys, you can run $20,000 back into 100K. You can turn $20,000 back into 200K while taking such little risk. That's because you have a strong foundation of, hey, $980,000 set aside. I'm trading with $20,000. From this $20,000, I can still make 100K. I can still make 200K. And if I make that 100 and 200K, if I break free from this 20K back up to 100 or 200K, not only do I have 980K set aside, I also have now 200K that I can try to work my way back up to $1 million with. That's the foundation that I try to play from. That's the way I try to do this. But what most people do is they don't have that strong foundation, guys. And so, you have $1 million, but you're getting pulled in every which way, but you don't have the foundation. And now, before you know it, your million's down to 500K. Your 500K is down to 300K. Before you know it, you underperformed a simple guy. Guys, $1 million guy could underperform a guy with just a simple 100K. Because he doesn't have a foundation. He doesn't have a base. Okay? So, $1 million turns into 300K. 100K turns into 850K. Okay? Because the variables are limited. And the process is much more simple, and you're not being pulled and dragged into every direction without a set plan. Because if one day you're buying Dort coin, one day you're buying Beam coin, one day you're buying OTC coin, and one day you're buying whatever coin, it's just gonna be hard. Okay, it's gonna be hard sometimes unless you have your foundation set. This is a foundation. Okay, this is a set, planned foundation with delayed gratification, one that you're willing to wait 2 years for it to pay off, 3 years for it to pay off. But this one, you go chasing all the shiny objects, and before you know it, you blow your million into 300K instead of a guy who just turns his 100K to 850K. Guys, I think we have a massive winner in front of us. I think PEPE is going on to 10 billion plus market cap. That is a 20x plus from here, guys. Okay? And so, while a guy will blow $1 million into 300K or 200K, a guy who simply has 100K extra, chucks in a PEPE, probably going to be $1 million plus. Okay, 100K guys will outperform $1 million men. And that's what I want you to understand in this video. Once you think you have a winner, once you are confident in your winners, you do not need to be diverting your attention so much to so many things. Now, if you're going to do it, what is the key? To have a strong foundation and base under you. Meaning, once again, guys, that's the beauty. If you're going to chase these shiny objects and these plays and these things, you can win big. We all know you can. But the key is, we all know you can lose big too. And so that's the thing. You got $1 million, you trade with 20K. And with that 20K, you can blow it, but you can also turn that back into $1 million. Legit, right? Hit a few good plays, and you're doing really well, right? You can turn that 20K back into $1 million. The key is that what are you risking? 2% of your capital to get 100% of your capital. Okay, this is where you can take outsized risks, or where you can take big risks for big returns, and you can fail, as long as you have your safety net. As long as you have your base, you're going to be fine. You're going to be able to fail 5 times. You're still going to have 900K. You could have, you could fail 10 times. You're still going to have 800K. I understand not everyone has a million. But guess what, guys? Guess what? If you have 10K, same principles apply of when you're up big, you need to make it count. When you turn your 10K into 60K, when you turn your 10K to 100K, make it count. Okay, because most people, they turn their 10K to 100K and they're just going to blow it back down. Oh, I didn't sell the top. Oh, I ended up bag holding all my coins back down. Oh, now I'm at 5K. Okay. See? Make your wins count. You're going to win if you're in crypto. Okay? You cannot be around in crypto for 3 years and not have one big win. One good thing happen for you. It's going to happen. And when it happens, make it count. And when you turn that 10K and 100K, don't complain to me, but not everyone has $1 million, Crash. We don't all have $1 million. Okay, I understand. But when you win, make it count. Now, set up your base. 90K aside, start back with 10K. If you could turn 10K to 100K, you can do it again. Okay. Now, with this 100K set aside, right? And let's say you got 10K now to work with and 100K set aside. Set up your base with this 100K and go out and do your short-term trading. Go out and make your risky moves with that 10K. This is your base. This is your vehicle. This is your home. This is your vehicle. This is how you're going to get around the market, and this is how you're going to make moves in the market, and this is going to be your base. Make your wins count. And that's how, guys, a $100,000 man can outperform $1 million guy. Because how are you approaching this? Do you have your base set up? Do you have your foundation set up? And a foundation could just simply be 70K in Bitcoin, 30K in PEPE. That could be your base. A base could be a home, a literal home. You could have when you're up big, you have a $300,000 condo. That's your base. Now you go back into the market with 10K. Okay? And with that 10K, guys, if you turn 10K into 100 or 300K before, you can do it again, and you will do it again. If you're around crypto for 3 years, you will have your wins. When you win, make it count. And that's how, if you play from a good base and foundation, you can go into the market with 10K and you can actually do something. Okay, where even if you fail, you got your base, you got your foundation. So set up your base and foundation and then go out into the market and take risks. Okay, so once again, I just want to explain how, in my opinion, we have a big winner in front of us, PEPE. I believe this will be above 10 billion. And yet so many people are going to find a way to fuck that up. We know Bitcoin's going above 100,000, and yet so many people are going to mess that up. So many people are going to be the $1 million guy, and they're going to blow it to 200K. Once again, you can be the 100K guy who outperforms the $1 million guy. Be that guy, all right? Be aware of how important it is to play from a solid base and foundation. Guys, I know that's repetitive, but it's so freaking important. Because I don't want you to be the $1 million guy who blows it at 200 when you could just be the 100K guy that plays it right, plays from a good base and foundation, and takes the right approach in the market. Hope that makes sense. Guys, next video I'm going to be explaining to you a strategy I'm going to be doing with PEPE I think we have a vehicle here in PEPE. One that is going to 10 billion plus, right? Just like we have Bitcoin, a speculative vehicle which we all believe is going to 100K plus. We have PEPE, which I believe is going to 10 billion plus. Whether people realize that or not, I do think that, and I do realize I've caught on to this speculative vehicle early. Not early, but somewhat early. Earlier than a lot of people are going to find out. Guys, people are going to be aping in and FOMOing into this much higher, in my opinion, right? And so I have a vehicle. I have a way to extract gains from the market. Now, what? You need a strong base and foundation, and then you need capital that you can take risk with, that you can go in and turn that 10K to 50K, turn that 10K to 100K, but you got your base and foundation set up. Anyways, I'm going to be going into a strategy video on how I plan to extract a lot of money from PEPE over the next 2-3 years. And I think it's going to be big because I genuinely think when you have a vehicle going up 20x, you have so many chances to turn 10K into $1 million plus. Okay? And I think there's a real chance that I can do that live, and I can also help other people do that. Turn 10K to a mil plus. I'm not saying that's easy. I'm not saying you'll hit it the first time. I'm not saying you'll hit it the second time. I'm not saying you'll hit it the third, fourth, or fifth time. But I'm saying, hey, 6 times, bet you could turn 10K to a million on an instrument, on a speculative vehicle going up 20x. You can do it, bro. So, anyways, we'll talk about Pepe more in the coming videos, but I wanted to make this video, make sure that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense, guys. Drop a like, make sure you subscribe. Be the 100K guy who outperforms and kills it instead of the $1 million guy who underperforms, right? Take those big risks, but take them once you've made your wins count and you got your base and foundation set up, right? You want to buy Bobo? Awesome. You want to buy monkeys? Awesome. You want to buy Gatsby? Awesome. But once again, try to have your base and foundation set up. And if you don't have your base and foundation set up, then you're playing until you have the ability to set up your base and foundation. And for many of you guys, that was on monkeys, for example, or on any other play with similar potential, you know? A lot of you guys, you literally turned, $1,000 into 40,000. Some of you turned 5,000 into 200,000, right? And so maybe you're just waiting for your moment where you're going to be up big, because I'm telling you, you're going to have your moments. And so if you don't have your foundation set up yet, remember, as soon as you have the ability to set it up, as soon as you have that 10% of trades that make 90% of the results for you, as soon as you have your breakthroughs, you got to make them count. Don't have your breakthrough just to fall back flat on your face, right? Make your breakthroughs count, and that is going to set you up in a much easier position to play from. All right, I'll see you later. Bye.